Hey girls, Maria Menounos here, author of the Every Girl's Guide to Life. Want to know my best tips and secrets for organization, travel, weight loss, beauty, fashion, and everything else in between? Go to bing.com/Maria and pick up my new book, The Every Girl's Guide to Life.
You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. Now, the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, this is AfterBuzz TV for Celebrity Apprentice. Tonight's host is Phil Svitek. Joining Phil will be AfterBuzz co-hosts Michelle Macedo. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest Celebrity Apprentice news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, picking up where the show leaves off and the buzz continues, Phil Svitek.
Yo, what up, AfterBuzzers? I'm stealing that from DJ Jesse Jandy over there in the booth. So, we got a very special episode entitled Laugh On, and it was 3 hours, and so I've been asked to do a 3-hour podcast. So, Michelle, get ready. By the way, I did not know Michelle Macedo counted for multiple co-hosts.
Yeah, I do.
Apparently. Wow. I am at a disadvantage, but I guess that works since we have a 3-hour episode ahead of us. No? No one's laughing on? All right.
No,
I guess we don't have a 3-hour episode.
Not laughing on at all.
But it was quite the episode. But before we get into any of that, I want to say I've been away for about a week now, and Maria's book, how's it doing? Is it #1 worldwide yet? Not quite worldwide.
It's #1 somewhere, and you know, my mom was telling me she was just
Isn't
at
it Mother's
the
Day?
store. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
It was a few hours ago.
So if you're like me, go out and buy it for your mother as a belated gift, and just say it was sold out, which it probably could have been.
Is that what you did, Phil?
Actually, I got my mom a signed copy.
Oh,
I got her
like
that. I got her like 10 books already of this. She's like, stop sending me books. I'm like, well, be glad because no one else can get them because they're probably sold out everywhere.
She's like, I read it.
Yes, indeed.
But my mom said that she was in the store and there was only one left, and like it was the only book that was like everything was gone except for one.
Yes, and for those of you again, it's the Every Girl's Guide to Life. It's just I'm gonna change the title. I'm literally gonna go into every bookstore and change and like marker over it the Every Person's Guide to Life. Because I'm sick of this Every Girl's crap guide to life. Because you know what?
Okay.
No, because here's the thing, right? It's not just for women.
Right, it's not. That's true.
So
Guys
it's the
can get
Every
a lot
Person's
out of
Guide
it.
to Life. Maria, if you're listening, effing change it. I'm tired.
Oh my God.
I'm tired of the damn stereotype. Oh, there's Phil reading the Every Girl's Guide. No, it's the Every Person's Guide to Life.
Stereotype.
All right.
Okay, your fear of your own femininity is yours and only yours. So if you think
I'm just saying.
the name's already that, she can't change it now.
Well, anyway, I don't want to get into that this whole show. I will say we do have nice AfterBuzz TV mugs, which you guys can't see, but you guys can see them on our video shows on ustream.tv/AfterBuzzTV.
They were on some of our shows earlier today.
Yes. I'm gonna, for those of you listening on iTunes, I just took a sip out of it.
Really loudly.
Yes, so you guys can hear out there in, as we call, Radio Land. And, of course, to listen to us on the go, download the Stitcher app on your smartphones and listen to us on the go. And, of course, visit our website, AfterBuzzTV.com, where we're going to have a new version of it up soon, if not already. I don't know. I just got back, so I don't know. But, oh, and here's another fun fact. Not a fun fact. Actually, it's a request. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook us, or just email us at info@AfterBuzzTV with your comments and anything like that. I know we advertise it on the video shows, but not so much on our audio shows, which I guess is the reason why we get quite a good number of fan mail. But I feel like, you know what? We want to hear from you what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong, and how we can involve you more. So let us know how you can be part of the show. And you know what? Give us your opinion, and we'll read it. We will. But anyway.
Phil reads every single one of them.
I do, actually. There's a lot to go through, so it takes quite, So maybe I shouldn't put it out there to get more fan mail.
I'm just going to email you over and over again.
Anyways, all right. So this episode, 3 people were fired, as we got from the preview the prior week. And you know what? It didn't quite feel that way, but then, I'm really going to have to look through all of my notes because the 3 hours, it was quite the marathon of what the F is happening right now.
It was epic.
So let's start with the first task. We switched Meatloaf and Nene. And so now the new teams are LaToya, Lil Jon, John Rich, and Nene. Nene?
Yeah.
Damn, I'm confusing the real world as Nene or whatever the hell her name is with this reality. Too many reality stars.
Okay.
See?
Well, now
Nene
you're just
and Nene
getting mad for her name being Nene.
Yeah, we got to change that.
Okay.
Well, we'll get to the good news about all that. So now it's also Star
Nene.
Yes. Now it's Star Jones, it's Marley, and it's Meatloaf. And those are the new teams. And for the first task, it's LaToya steps up and Meatloaf steps up as project managers. So there we go. That's the teams. But lo and behold, Nene just can't handle it. And so you know what? I don't have to know her name anymore because you know what? You're fired. And for a 3-hour episode, they really didn't make much of it.
No, she called Donald Trump up before. Or he called her.
He called her in tonight's episode and said,
like,
"Are you a
where
quitter?"
Where are you?
Yeah.
And she was like, "I'm not a quitter, but I don't blah, blah, blah." So, yeah, the answer is yes. She just didn't like Star, so she couldn't deal with it.
She wasn't even on her team, though.
I know. I don't know. She didn't even want to be on the show with Star, with anyone. I guess she was being really stubborn, and obviously is the kind of person where if she isn't surrounded by people like her, then she just withers away, and so she'll just be in her own misery.
But I really expected them to sort of play it up more. That whole feud has now fueled the last 2 episodes, and it's been building. The saga, regardless of whether it was Star Jones, the whole saga has started since day one of this reality star coming into this world among the other celebrities and telling it like it is. And you know what? We didn't get the final tell it like it is.
I know. I was really surprised. She didn't say anything. I guess maybe she left the show so she didn't want to be interviewed or anything anymore. But I was really surprised. She is an attention whore.
She is. But you know what? I guess they didn't give it to her. Na 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 na. Na 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 na.
Wow.
Hey. Goodbye, Nene.
Oh, good one.
What's up?
Wow, good. You know that song.
I know. I was ready for Jesse to cue it up, but I had to go solo on that one. But all right. So yeah, she's gone, and well, here's the thing. I'm not done with it. I apologize. I'm not done with it because here's the thing, right? She just says, "I need to be alone at this moment." Okay, so fine. So suck it up. Get your whatever, even if it takes 2 hours. But then come back in and be like, "Yo, I just need some time. Yeah, I know I'm crazy and all that." But and then she didn't even text anyone, like.
And she wouldn't pick up their calls.
And then she just texts back, LaToya, "Yo, I'm out." Not literally the text, but you get the point.
Could have been.
It could have been.
That's totally a possibility. I would believe that from her, if anyone.
Yes, indeed. But why? You at least. These 3 people, LaToya. In fact, LaToya was on your side. John and Lil Jon, they've done nothing to you. You at least owe them a courtesy call, like, "Hey guys, I'm really sorry.
I'm not gonna come in."
Yeah, like I just can't do this. It's nothing against you guys. I wish you the best of luck. I know I'm effing you by leaving, But you know what? You guys are great. You guys can do great without me. I just can't do this.
I know, not even apologizing or anything. Like, get over yourself, girl.
She's a real class act, that one.
She certainly is. Go back to Atlanta, Georgia.
When's the new season come on of that? Courtney would know. We're covering the Real Housewives of New York right now.
Love the New York Housewives.
But there's no. I always hear this complaint that there's no Bethany anymore, so it's not even. I don't know. You know what? Never mind. I shouldn't bash it. People. That's why I'm off that show. By the way, I co-hosted
I somehow
one.
Believe that.
And yes, so the people we have hosting are much more apt than I was.
Oh yeah.
But anyways, yeah, she's gone. And okay, the first task. Let me see my notes because all I remember, I'm just left with the last impression, which was the donuts were no good. It felt very much like that guy, and that's kind of like the last note. So we have a fundraiser, right? The comedy. So this is where we get the title for the episode. Laugh On is because we have ticket sales for our comedy act, and whoever raises the most money basically wins money for their charity and steals the money away from the other team. Something that Meatloaf did not take into account.
He did not take that into account. And so he decided to have a panic attack about it. I know that they are up really early in the morning and are going the whole day. Either he got really, really emotional because he's really tired, or he's crazy and the new Gary Busey.
I just think, what comes into question is where he got the money from and what he promised.
Yeah, I know. What did he promise is what I want to know. Because obviously, if he didn't honor that promise, then he would be screwed. That's how he was acting.
I just think that when you call him for a favor like that, hey, I'm doing an event, a charity event, and it's a competition, so I don't, so you know the risks involved, so there you go. But I like how Donald called him up, or actually they called Donald, and he basically said, just win, and there you go, just win. Then you don't have to worry about it, right? So there you go. It's
more about winning than it is about which charity goes whatever. Because any charity has the same, anything that they've all picked has the same amount of urgency. Like
for
why
them, from their perspective.
Exactly.
So to say that one charity is better than the other,
or like it's more important that money goes to one, and then everyone.
If anything, I would argue. I could argue if I was Star Jones or whatever. Not even Star Jones, but whatever. I can make the argument that okay, if yours happened to be a tsunami relief, and lo and behold, that week there was a tsunami, yours might be kind of a little more important.
Yeah.
For that week.
Yeah.
Versus like helping kids.
Yeah.
With what,
otherwise, it's all awful and urgent in its own way.
Yes.
But why? Why did he freak out? It wasn't about
what was the alternative? What was the alternative though? Okay, give the money away, give the money back to them, or like for me,
I know.
I kept joking that what was gonna God, what was that? Now I'm blanking on the word.
He obviously
embezzle. He was gonna embezzle the money, so that way no one can win it.
Yeah, he's just gonna take it, I guess, because what's the big loss? It was never his anyway, but I guess it was like a personal donation. But the people aren't ever gonna get their money back. Like, I don't understand.
But I just don't get what the alternative was.
Yeah, well, there wasn't one. It's like, okay, you either lose it or you don't. Just because you cry about it doesn't mean anyone's going to change it, even though they did. Yeah. John Rich was like, I'll pay for it out of my personal account. Everyone's like, just please stop crying, Meatloaf. And Meatloaf was all like, oh, it's just about the kids. It's like about the kids. I just love the kids. That sounded like bullshit to me. Honestly, no one.
You don't think it was altruistic?
No.
Why not?
I don't know. Altruistic?
As in with good intentions?
Well, it's not that it wasn't with good intentions. It was manipulated to...
he was crying pretty damn heavy. I can't...
Yeah, because he, in his head, was justified. And in his head, maybe he thought that. But, of course, like, for any of those charities, if you think about it, obviously all of them are connected to them in some way, then they could do that too. But like, why? I think it's a guilt manipulation tactic, and he messed up or something because the stakes were high, and don't tell me it's for the kids because you feel bad
you know what?
for them.
All right, so in the end he won, but I gotta ask this: is it because of Meatloaf alone? I mean, he raised a ton of money. I guess Marley.
Oh no, it wasn't.
It wasn't just him.
No, their team did better.
So you're saying?
What do you?
I'm saying, did anyone besides Meatloaf contribute?
Yeah.
How so?
Okay, well, their team was Meatloaf.
Marley and Star Jones. Star Jones got Tracy Morgan, but I gotta say that was a bunch of crap.
Yeah, no. Their team, no. Okay, no.
And I don't know. I don't know if through the editing. I'm sure Marley I gotta say Marley's a very strong competitor, so she must have done something. But I don't feel like Star Jones. I mean, obviously we know the end result of the 3 hours is that Star Jones is gone. I really feel like she didn't contribute in either of these tests. Like, okay, you got Tracy Morgan, but you filled them with a webcam. It wasn't even that funny.
It wasn't funny, and it was about you. So, what? Like, okay, who cares?
Yeah.
And they really messed up. Just because they know famous funny people doesn't mean that it's gonna be funny. They still have to try.
And here's the thing. What really sucks is they kind of didn't. Team ASAP didn't incorporate the charity as part of the comedy event. Mm-hmm. Where, okay, fine. It really sucks that Team Backbone didn't win because for all the people that LaToya Jackson knew and everyone else, they really did a good job. They just didn't get the money. Mm-hmm. And that's the sad part. Because they tapped all, as Donald Trump said, they tapped all the resources, and many times it is tough. You know what? There's like a courtesy rule, like, okay, give it a month before you ask again. Because it is very off-putting to ask, like, week in, week out, like, hey, can you donate to this? Can you donate to that? When just last week they donated at least, like, $50,000.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. How awful.
And they only lost, okay, it's not only, but they lost by, what, around $20,000?
Yeah, like 20,000, yeah.
But for the show that they put on, I mean, they actually got Jimmy to come in, which Tracy Morgan didn't do anything. And,
I know.
And Jimmy wrote, a fun song, and everyone was laughing and having a good time. And they actually, I don't know if this was just the way it was cut, but they involved the charity within the act, which they didn't do for Team ASAP.
Yeah, Team ASAP was not doing well. And yeah, it wasn't funny. So, but I don't understand. So they called people to ask them for money. And so what was the comedy thing about? Was that raising money for it? I mean, out of ticket sales or something?
I really don't. That's where the branding part of that got lost in translation for me.
It did certainly get lost. Was there like a client or something that they were reporting to? I don't remember there being one.
It was kind of it was all about the ticket sales, but there was also a comedy show. They
didn't even mention the ticket sales. Because they went one right after the other, so I guess one can't.
Yeah, I mean, here's what I would have made a damn board of like, hey, we want to raise money, and here's where we're at. And you know what? It was good because Don Jr. He's the one who asked he's the one who asked Team Backbone, do you have, or actually it might have been Ivanka at this point, but he asked them, hey, do you guys have a goal in mind? And the answer was, well, we know we can't raise as much as we did last time, but we'd like to get up there. And so what I liked is that they had a goal. I don't think Meatloaf's team had a goal. They just happened to do very well. But I like that having a goal. And you know what? So that should have gone on some poster board, and that should have been, and they should have had that and displayed it. And as each act comes up, say like, hey, we're that much closer to our goal, but we really need you guys' help. Really, if you guys can donate any more than that after the show or whatever, call your friends, et cetera, and really made more of an event out of it with comedy involved rather than just a comedy show and then like kind of money on the side.
Yeah, it was. I didn't get it.
But I like how Jimmy Fallon came on, and
He's
great.
awesome.
And but what we learned is that Meatloaf's team in the end won, so he is safe despite my criticism of him.
Yes.
And unfortunately, LaToya, you fired, you bitch.
Oh.
Or how does
God.
the song go again?
Oh, you son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch.
Fired, you son of a bitch. I don't remember how it goes, but you're fired, you son of a bitch. And she broke a record. Only person to get fired twice.
She did, but here's the thing, right? Jesse queued up with Billie Jean in there.
Billie Jean. Oh, amazing exit.
Okay, so as
The best exit.
As she's exiting, they do they highlight the squares for her,
They illuminate
illuminate,
the square
and
on
play
the clock.
not quite Billie Jean, but a knockoff of it.
Yeah, pretty
As
much.
she puts on her glasses, looking like a diva.
and she wraps her scarf around.
No, she didn't wrap it. She whipped.
Oh, she
scarf around.
whipped it.
That's right.
Yeah, she did.
So you know what? I gotta give it up for LaToya. She earns my respect. And as Donald says, she's a smart woman, more so than people give her credit for it. And I also like the credit to Michael. You know what? Because he's a lyrical genius, more so than Kanye West, who's quote a lyrical genius.
Oh my God, he's so not.
Such, Jesse, you're a music guy. Kanye, lyrical genius.
No.
Good words.
And definitely not being put up against Michael Jackson.
Yeah, absolutely not even close.
All right. So we've learned Kanye. All right.
But do you know Michael Jackson wrote this song while in traffic on the 10 freeway?
Interesting. No. Well, I guess. Well, he probably had a limo, right?
No.
AfterBuzz TV exclusive.
That's a nice remix of Billie Jean.
Yeah. And with AfterBuzz in it.
So he was right.
AfterBuzz TV.
Now the song sounds so much better.
Billie Jean, you're now fired. No?
Oh no, that's not how it goes, Phil.
That's the lyrics I was handed.
Oh my God.
That is, whoever prints this crap, that was, who gets fired for that one then?
Oh my God.
No?
You get fired. Phil, you're
I
fired.
No. Well, you know what? Before we go to a quick commercial break, because I think that's the only fair way to break up tonight's 3-hour episode, I want to say this. You know what? In my travels to Europe,
Yes.
one of the ways that I suggested people learn English was to listen to AfterBuzz TV podcasts.
Yes.
And in fact, I told it to a professor at a university, and he was thrilled by the idea. So we got some fans
Good. And
over in colleges, which I love.
amazing. I mean, yours was probably more effective, but on my podcast earlier this week, Indie from the Living Room, I talked about AfterBuzz a lot.
Well, we appreciate it. And I don't know if Celebrity Apprentice has a worldwide audience per se. We know our Gossip Girl edition is huge over in Greece, which I love. I love talking to
Amazing.
Billy. Kevin Undergaro, we talk with Billy. He speaks French to her, but luckily she speaks English. And she herself and her friends kind of learn English in that way. But if
Who?
one of our fans. See, I know my fans by name.
Oh, okay.
So if you're a fan out there, email us and I'll learn your name too.
You should have these Slovakian fans / professor call in.
Well, I'm saying if for whatever reason, if you happen to be listening to this podcast and you're in a foreign country, suggest it as a means of learning English in the classroom.
That's a really good idea.
You'll learn culture, you'll learn the language, and you'll learn
AfterBuzz slang.
The
Exactly.
AfterBuzz slang.
I would not recommend if you want. Yeah, actually no, I'm not gonna.
Don't-
That'll get me so much in trouble of who I'm gonna recommend and who not to recommend. But you know what? I guess I'll say this. This is fair enough. Just go on iTunes and look for what's the most popular, and just listen to that. That's a fair enough plug.
Okay.
Because, you know, that fluctuates every now and then.
It does.
I don't know how and why. Yeah, well, I can guess why. But anyway, all right, let's go to a commercial break because that's enough branding. And we're going to talk about branding after the break with Star.
Want to find out what the AfterBuzz is about?
Janice is a drama queen.
This is the divide that is going to carry the series.
Give us a call. 424-256-1729. 424-256-1729.
It's television, and they want it to be as dramatic as possible.
I mean, it's Shakespearean.
You never know what goes on behind closed doors.
Find out why AfterBuzz TV is the #1 source for after-show content.
Now, in the eyes of Jimmy, Nucky is a villain.
424-256-1729. 424-256-1729.
I mean, who would you guys rather hear that from? Your husband or your best friend?
The wig will come out.
When the TV show is over, get your AfterBuzz on.
Oh, I was hoping we'd come in with the OJ's, what is it, Money, Money, Money song. Oh, man, because I'm so happy that Star... I mean, okay, fine. I'm going to take it back.
You're so overwhelmed.
Here's the thing. Whenever I do these, I just like to talk about the end because obviously that's what it boils down
And
to.
that's what everybody knows about.
Yes, and, you know, that's the last thing we obviously saw. And but anyway, so we this week have to do a commercial for OnStar. And by the way, our girl Jess, who we had, I believe, on our episode 4 podcast as a special guest.
Yes,
and then,
Jessica Namey.
Yes, and then as a co-host on episode 5.
Yes.
Either that or it was 3 and 4. I don't know. Just check 3, 4, and 5, and you'll hear Jess speak. But Jess was actually in one of the OnStar commercials.
Yes, she
you
was.
You saw her tonight.
She played the college girl in the OnStar commercial.
For Lil Jon.
And
John Rich.
And John Rich. And she knew that those were the last 2 for that team, but she couldn't tell us then. I don't know if you remember, but she was very secretive about it, did not want to get in trouble, had to sign something. Yeah. But she did
and
great.
We commend her for that. You know, she for those of you who haven't listened to the episode, that's not to say that you shouldn't, because she actually does reveal a lot of info. She didn't reveal who, obviously, the finalists were, but there's a ton of info, so you should definitely check it out.
Yeah. She was awesome, right?
She was. And I got to say, Jess is now, she's quite not a close friend, I wouldn't say, because we haven't hung out too much, but she's a friend.
But you have.
We have.
And now she's in San Diego doing her play, and she's about to go on the national tour. Super talented musical theater actress. But
all thanks to Celebrity Apprentice.
All thanks to Celebrity Apprentice.
That's right. Anyway, so the commercial is for OnStar. It's not a normal commercial. It's 90 seconds. Typically you get around 30 seconds tops.
Yeah.
If you want to go 45, you got to shell out some money. But yeah, I'm just saying.
I believe you.
And anyways, as usual, the 3 requirements of this task are originality, branding, and product, whatever. I don't know. Whatever. The third one always kind of gets lost.
Originality.
Branding. Creativity. No,
Creativity.
That's the same thing as originality.
Yeah. Wait. Originality, branding.
Concept.
Yeah.
Which I would feel would be the same as originality. But yeah, whatever. Basically.
Wait, this is going to bug me.
Basically, it doesn't matter because it all came down to the branding. In this episode. And so, obviously, we're left with 2 players on Team Backbone, Lil Jon and John Rich. And John Rich steps up because he wants to go against Marley since he lost to her last time. And Marley is obviously the project manager of Team ASAP. But as we come to find, I don't know. I wrote down, here we go. So Marley takes a risk, and John is off Star because he wasn't quite himself.
Right, because he's not on Star. Well, you know, maybe it is himself because he's getting crazier and crazier. So maybe that's just actually really him.
No, I think he had a migraine or whatever or something. But
oh yeah, oh that was weird.
But over at the real drama was over at Team ASAP.
Yeah, that's where all the drama.
Did you have a doubt in your mind as to who was going to win?
Which team for the commercial?
Yes.
Yes, because one of them was weird and improvised, and they did not work as a team. Meatloaf, like, what are you doing? You're improvising.
What?
You're talking about donuts.
No, it felt very much like the Gary Busey thing of like the Omaha steaks and the kite and the this and the that and the breakfast and the father and the kite says Omaha. Like, the steak was enough, dude.
Yeah, like, what are you talking about?
But now, okay, so we're gonna have a skateboard. We're gonna have donuts, and there's gonna be a cop, and then we're gonna have this, and then we're gonna have, and then we're gonna have a coffee thing, and we're gonna have a navigate like.
But it wasn't even like a coffee thing. It was like a malt shop from the 50s. Like, what are they doing, and why are they there together, and what's with the cop, and what's with donuts?
I gotta say, here's
the dude on the skateboard. I don't get it.
Here's what I've learned in my short years. But you know what? In the end, I don't believe I'm wrong about this because I've learned it from the best. And it's this. Whatever commercial you make, it's better to tell it. Simple is better in the end. It really is. Watch any movie. The more complex it is, the more diluted the message.
Right, yeah.
And you're just like, yeah, whatever.
If you have to work on, like, describing it to get it, then it's not.
Yes.
There.
Now, at the same time, when you sort of... the best form of advertisement is storytelling. People, for whatever reason, and I'm not even going to get into that, but they like stories. They relate best to stories because it connects to them on an emotional level rather than factoids. And you know what? I don't know. I got to say, while Lil Jon and John Rich's wasn't fully story-oriented, it kind of had a beginning, middle, and end,
Well, at least it had something to do with the product.
Well, they stayed. I think the other one just had
topic.
Yes, I think that or topic on as they would do it.
Topic on.
I mean, the other ones they had all the elements, but they just didn't hit the right stuff. I mean, as Lil Jon said, the meeting with OnStar proved very informative. Whereas I don't think the other team did that, and I think Star Jones. I think she was literally trying to throw Meatloaf under the bus.
Yeah,
and make him look like roadkill. No,
good.
Not a good zinger.
Good one.
Yeah,
zinger.
Okay. You don't have to stroke my dick like people did for Meatloaf.
Everybody did for Meatloaf.
Yes.
I'm gonna cry.
And I'm just gonna say the prior episode. So we're gonna divide. And speaking about these, we're gonna divide it into.
But he really means earlier on in the episode, the first task of.
At around an hour and 20 minutes in, when they completed the first task, which was the comedy show.
Yes.
Everyone was stroking Meatloaf's.
Yeah.
Meat. But
yes, you could say that.
How did we get on this topic?
I think you were just thinking about Meatloaf's meat.
No, I wasn't. Anyway, so yes, Star Jones was trying to throw Meatloaf under the bus, and because you know what, she in the end, as Marley said it, Star is very good with words. That is what she does.
Yeah.
Where were the words?
Well, I think this is what she does. This happened with Nene. This has happened before with LaToya. She gets them all crazy, gets them all stirred up, and then just walks away. Oh, my God, I'm going to kill you. And gets them all crazy. It's like, spinning someone around with their eyes closed a bunch of times, and then she just walks away. And she's like, I don't know what that is. I had nothing to do with that. But, like, the person's all dizzy and crazy, so she really illuminates their craziness by just stepping back. That makes her look good.
Sweetie, I get you, but it was the wrong tactic this time. You're not gonna
Meatloaf
is crazy to begin with. He's not Gary Busey crazy, but he's pretty damn crazy.
He's crazy.
So,
but Donald Trump has no.
But here's the thing: as soon as you can't take a crazy guy and make him crazier, because there's no predictability in that,
Yeah.
What she did before was that she controlled the crazy of these people. She knew exactly how they would react. In the end, here's the thing. Was their commercial great? And you know what? I initially thought Meatloaf should be fired, but you know what? In looking back on it, I think Donald Trump made the right decision in that, okay, in the end, was it a great commercial? No. But Meatloaf fought like hell to do it.
Yeah.
And as he was told earlier on, this is a lot of setups, etc. And he's like, excuse me, I've done 47 setups in a matter of 8 hours.
Yeah.
Or whatever before. Which is actually, I mean, for those of you listening, setups is how many times you move the camera. And also they had location changes and sets, and things like that. Unlike Team Backbone, which just had a car with no seatbelt,
right.
which you should always wear a seatbelt.
I know.
And a white wall, pretty much. They're
not detail-oriented.
No, they're not. But in the end, they got the product and the message out. But, so, Team Backbones is obviously more complicated. But you know what? Meatloaf wanted to go for it, and in the end, he did. Was he right in doing so? No. But he fought like hell to do so. Unlike Star Jones, who she saw it as an opportunity.
She let it happen.
Yes. And you know what? You don't have to let it happen or whatever. She just didn't contribute. I mean, yeah, she said her lines and things like that, but wow, great. Good for you.
Yeah. Just like with the comedy thing. I mean, she went to see Tracy Morgan and had him say like 5 things.
Well, at least in the Nene saga, when Nene was project manager, Star Jones at least worked her ass off because she wanted to prove a point. Here
that's true. She's not even trying to prove anything.
She just sat
back. She needs competition. She needs someone to put down to make her riled up.
Bad strategy, Star. Didn't pay off. And you know what? I like that in the end, while John Rich had problems with, I'm going to call him his lyrics because he's always a very lyrical guy. You know what? In the end, they came through. Lil Jon stepped up and said, hey, you can do this or whatever. And in the end, they came up with whatever, their jingle or their slogan, which was Discover On.
Right.
And I believe that's very, very simple. Discover On.
Yeah.
I like
and
that.
I
That's
get
great effing branding. Not, hey, so we're going to get some donuts, and then there's...
I know, what? It's like...
And then it has a GPS, and then, so I found you because of OnStar, but now we're going to get some donuts. And, so there's a skateboard guy, so live on with OnStar. And OnStar, here's what OnStar can do for you. And, did we mention that? Yes.
And whatever. It's supposed to be used in emergency situations. And apparently 99.7% of calls are answered within 3 seconds or something. But that just made it seem like 411. Plus, it made it seem like a joke. And there was only a car in it for one shot. It's for your car. Like what?
What? You talking about the Star Jones one?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It didn't make any sense.
So
she was wearing that 1-800-DENTIST bullshit.
Yes, she was.
Like,
it was.
What are you doing?
The whole commercial, as you say, was what? A
macaroni Tony.
Which means?
Really cheesy.
Yeah, I thought so. But you know what? I like how Meatloaf in the task specifically also pointed out that what Star is doing is she's procrastinating. She could have very well she should have had damn words.
Yeah.
Case closed. Like, okay, you know what? Meatloaf likes to improvise. Well, you know what? Why don't you give him a damn script regardless, and he'll improvise off of that.
Exactly. You can't just build a house. You have to have...
If you don't like to work like that, then don't work like that. Just, you know?
Foundation.
No, in the end, here's what I found out in life. If you don't like something...
Please don't say that it's the end.
What?
In the end, here's what I found out in life.
No. That's not what I said. Is that what I said?
That's what you said.
All right, well, whatever. What I've found to be true is that just if you don't like something and you have the ability to change it, which in Star Jones' case, she had the ability. She was just complaining a lot, therefore not doing it. She had the ability to change it, so just do it. Meatloaf's not going to do it. That's just not his style. You know that. Why?
Yeah, he said he's not going to do it.
So and if that's your responsibility, then you do it.
Yeah, she dropped the ball because it usually works. If she looks like she's not in the picture, then she's out of the limelight. But this time, it was not doing something that really got her.
Yes, and you know what? In my mind, there was no real worry that John and John were going to lose. Yeah, we got the whole like special visual effects of the car thing, and that was taking a little bit longer. But you know what? As cheesy as it was, like I get it. It was for what it was trying to do, I got it.
Macaroni Tony.
But whatever. They got the message out.
Yes.
Which was the important thing, unlike Star Jones and her team. And I say Star Jones because, you know what, Marley, she kind of took a risk, and you know what, it didn't pay off. But you know what?
They were both like, let's take risks. Oh, wow, we should not have done that.
Well, here's the thing, right? The guys have always taken risks, and they've won. So you know what? Marley was trying to be smart and say, hey, you know what? They've won. There's a reason. I may not understand the reason, but I'm going to give it a shot. And you know what? It backfired. But in the end, she knew she wasn't going to. Yeah, she could have. She was on the chopping block a little bit, but not really.
Yeah, not even close.
And I love how in the boardroom, everyone knew who won.
Yeah.
John Rich knew it.
Yeah, he knew it.
And nobody wanted it.
And they were like, who liked their video, whatever. And they were like, well, we liked ours. And then John Rich and Lil Jon were like, we didn't like theirs.
Yeah, that sucked.
It was so obvious. But, like, how can... You're going to get fired if you throw your own video under the bus and, like, admit that it was better. So you lose either way.
Well, you know what? And, okay, we have to talk about the argument outside between...
Oh, my God.
Sweetie, let's talk about it.
Ugh. Meatloaf, really, honestly, it's true. Don't talk to a grown woman like that, especially in a professional situation. It will and can be misconstrued, and a lot of the times, women just, like, tolerate it, and they're like, okay, whatever, don't want to make a big deal. But Star was focusing on it in the wrong way. Like, she was blaming the fight on that, but that just, like, got her more pissed, you know, and more into
All right,
it.
here's the thing. I could see it fine. I understand your point, but she was trying to make it the point, the only point, and the biggest point. Okay, like, Star, really? That's what you're arguing about? Honestly, like, can't you find... If that's what you're arguing about, then you should be fired.
Well, because
you don't have a
she
bigger
didn't
argument.
want to... Because the other argument would lead to the fact that she didn't do her job all the way. That's why she's trying to focus on something else.
Well, you know what? And that may work with a lot of people, but it's certainly... Donald Trump's too smart to go for that. And you know what? He was. As he said to her, you know what? You've been called a lot worse in your life. Donald Trump has been called a lot worse in his life. I've effing been called a lot worse in my life.
Okay, but I don't care what the F Donald Trump has been called. He's deserved it.
Okay.
But also...
Jesse, have I deserved to be called what the hell I'm called by, like, other people that don't necessarily even know me?
No.
I'm not... Did
Maybe
I say
they do.
you?
Maybe I am.
Did I say you?
But
did
you know
I say
what?
You deserve
I
it?
will take sweetie or honey or dear over you asshole.
Well, next time you have thousands and thousands of years of oppression and history of that.
Whoa.
Oh, girl.
What oppression of sweetie?
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I'm surrounded.
Surrounded by men.
No, here's the thing. Here's the thing.
I want to say one thing.
Say one thing, then I'm going to get going.
You know, we've done news and gossip on Star this entire time.
Mm-hmm.
And she keeps saying, I work with class. The way I approach people is like this, and I do this. I don't stoop to Nene's level. And to me, tonight, it was like, wow, just because Nene's not here, you want to be the loud one, you want to be the vibrant one.
Yeah.
And it was just out of character for her, and we're over Sweetie. I understand how it came out, but like, You've allowed Nene to say everything out the book.
I know, and he was saying
and he was just crying. He was just crying like about kids and things, and you can't overlook Sweetie.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Well, the thing, it wasn't even about Sweetie. Like, that's a whole nother thing.
All right. I'm gonna get going, and please write your effing hate mail to info@AfterBuzz TV. And I know Michelle's probably gonna go off on this crap.
Okay,
Here's listen.
Sweetie.
Cut the crap with the oppression shit, okay? Honestly.
Oh.
No, here's the thing. And I'm not just saying women. I'm just saying in general. Okay. You know what?
You guys, no. He's not
you know
going
what?
to be allowed out of the house after this.
Okay.
because no
Here's
one
the
that
thing. No,
ignorant
here's the
should
thing.
be allowed out on the streets in public. But oh wait,
Okay.
that's everybody. So
Okay, here's the thing, right?
That's too bad. Oh well, was anyone in like 3rd grade or school at all? And then they were told be quiet and let the boys talk because boys are funny because boys are like this, and then you don't get.
All right.
I like men.
I'm gonna make a case for your
men. I like men.
I'm gonna
Women doesn't mean one
I'm gonna
better
make a
treated.
case.
Don't shh me.
I'm gonna make a damn point for your side, but you won't let me make it.
Okay.
All right.
What's the point?
Michelle, can you please let the boy speak?
So you know what?
What is it, sweetie?
What's the percentage of women in top tier jobs versus men? And you know what? In fact, in Donald Trump's company, there's actually a lot of women executives.
And
in
guess
fact,
what?
more so than men in most cases.
What? I bet Donald Trump keeps them around so he could check them out while he's
Yes,
creating
but at
Miss
the same time,
America.
he's a smart businessman. He wouldn't hire anyone. You know what? Oprah Winfrey, right?
Oh,
who
you're
does she hire?
Kidding me, right?
Who does she hire?
What do you mean? Who does she hire?
Who does she hire? Does she hire
what?
blacks? Does she hire women? Does she hire who? Who does she hire?
I don't know.
She hires the damn best.
Okay.
Regardless of whether you're black,
No.
you're Asian, you're a woman, man, whatever.
So I don't know if you know this, but
So you know what?
recently,
Just be the best. Stop with the effing oppression crap.
Gender will inform and does inform whether you want to admit it or not. The way that you see things and socially the way that you act. There are things that you would not say or do.
You know what? I'm gonna. In many ways, I think to argue oppression and all that now, like many people have had years and years.
Okay, well,
after,
say that to black people.
And I do. You know what? Because here's the thing, right? Here's primitive thinking. Oh, my son got a C-. He doesn't deserve that. My baby doesn't deserve that. Why? Because he's black and the teacher hates him? No, you know what? Your son deserved a C-. How about that? How about you yell at your damn kid and say, hey, get an A.
So
effing study.
That is not the same thing.
You know what? I mean,
or
here's
an accurate comparison at all. First of all,
I'm just saying.
First of all, I don't know
let go
if
of
you
the
know
oppression
this.
crap, people.
Did you know that this past year, actually, a woman that got let go from a really big company, but she just got let go, and she just discovered that her male counterpart in the business, she was like CEO or something, that the male person that she was working with had always been paid 10% more.
And here's the thing, right? You guys got in many ways here's the thing. White males throughout history have gone after what they wanted, right? So you know what? Women, if you ask for it, people will give it to you.
Really?
I think
true?
if you have grounds to stand on, don't overstep your boundaries and actually ask, then yes. You know what?
I think boundaries? The boundaries that you set, right?
No.
What are boundaries?
No.
Yeah, whose boundaries are they?
Jesse, let's get the news
they're
and
on
gossip
your
before
terms.
this.
No.
Send your hate mail to info at
did we
AfterBuzz.
ask
Info
to
at
vote?
AfterBuzz
When
TV.
we asked to vote, did they just give it to us?
They did.
AfterBuzz
They
TV
didn't.
News.
Holy shit.
So, celebrity scandal. Donald Trump fired from driving Indy 500 pace car at an annual auto race. Donald Trump is having a difficult time staying away from controversy. The real estate mogul and star of The Apprentice was offered April 5th the opportunity to drive the official pace car for the 100th anniversary of the Indianapolis 500. But now the star celeb and possible contender for the Republican presidential nomination has backed out of the job, saying the race would interfere with responsibilities involved in considering a bid for the Republican nomination. But is that the whole story? Sources say Donald Trump's decision to back out of the pace car honor is more a result of more than 18,000 fans liking a bump Trump page on Facebook.
You know what? Here's what
I'll join that page, and on that page, I'll write, he's sexist, too.
And here's what I'm going to say about that. You know what? A lot of times, politicians and things like that cater to the public. You know why?
They ask for it?
And you know what? Are they really smart enough to ask for a lot of things that they ask? Instead of a direct democracy, the thought of this whole government was a representational democracy. You vote in people smarter than you to make decisions for you.
Yeah, and that's it. It's that easy because it's that fair. Oh, and also, imagine how many Native Americans we killed and brutally murdered on the way up
I'm not saying
there.
the history is 100%. Like, I'm not saying
I know.
we're
Why
saints.
don't they just get over it? Literally, their entire culture was massacred. Why don't they just get over it? Well, we gave them reservations, right? Why don't they just ask for more?
Onwards. Let's talk about Hope.
So Hope has confessed that she had a horrible time on Celebrity Apprentice. The 2010 Playmate of the Year was fired by Donald Trump during last Sunday's episode after the women's team lost the weekly challenge. Hope revealed that she was so happy to get the boot as the experience did not live up to her expectations, saying, quote, "It was so bad we were up every morning at 4:30 and a girl needs her beauty sleep."
Yeah, girl.
There's someone who is not a winner.
Oh, yeah.
Not a winner.
You know what?
Not a winner. She doesn't just wake up and look that way.
Well, you know what? Suck it up. You want equal rights?
Oh. Oh,
Ask
no.
for
Oh, no. I don't know if you even want to get this started because it will not stop because you are wrong. You are so many levels of wrong. No, it's not, is it?
And we're just ranting.
All right, onwards, Jesse.
Oh, my God.
Wouldn't you know it, Wanda Sykes is not a fan of birthdays. The comedian, who is no stranger to targeting conservative policies in her material, recently spoke with the Canadian Vancouver Sun, and she had words for those still questioning President Obama's nation of birth, saying, quote, "I feel sorry for them. They're just sad. I love that they're hanging it. I love that they're hanging it on. Well, he's not from this country, when they should just face it. You're having issues because a black man is president. That's what it is, and you need to deal with that to work with that." No, she doesn't say the actual word, but she pretty much calls them words.
There you go. You know
Because
what?
he is.
Say it like it
Another
is.
woman.
Yeah.
You know what? And to people, you know what? To Donald Trump and all these other people. Okay, first off, Obama's got like what? Not even a year left, or pretty much a year, or more so. Whatever the hell the amount is. No, before re-election comes up, right? I'm not saying, but okay. Are you gonna? What are you gonna get him impeached? Like, what do you want?
Yeah, I don't know.
What is the end result? Why we got bigger problems to deal with than a damn birth certificate? And you know what? He's in office. Rather than say we should get him out of office or whatever, why don't you argue against him of saying, hey, you're doing this X, Y, and Z wrong. We want A, B, and C. Talk about that crap.
Honestly, I think it's to attract voters to be like, I care about America.
Yeah, whatever. To me, it's a non-issue. Just let it go. Suck it up. Just let it effing go.
Does that mentality usually work?
Well, it certainly does for Real Housewives of Atlanta star Nene Leakes, who hasn't made a lot of friends on Celebrity Apprentice, but she is adamant that she is not picking on anyone. Leakes insisted on the Rush Parr morning show that she is just trying to stand up for her beliefs on the reality show, saying, quote, "I stand up for what I believe in, and I'm very honest. I always tell the truth. I'm not a liar. I'm not manipulative, and I don't stab you in the back, because I will stab you in your back." Leakes commented about viewers thinking she's a villain on the show. Does she just have a public service announcement where she just this is what her Nene Leakes, and this is the definition of Nene Leakes?
Yeah, pretty much.
She will stab you in the chest. And
She's not going to stab you in the back. She's going to stab you in the chest. So you don't have to be worried behind you. You just have to watch here. Stab her.
Well, you know what? If you want equal opportunity, I think it's okay to be called Sweetie by Meatloaf, who actually respects women, versus Nene Leakes, who calls you a punk-ass bitch, which is a term for a guy.
How about let's get out of the habit of
predictions.
saying Sweetie. Maybe try just a second. Think about it for some time.
All right.
Would it kill you?
Sorry, Michelle. Is that better?
Okay,
Now,
forgiven.
your
All you have to do
AfterBuzz
is that.
TV predictions.
I predict Michelle will not be happy with me, even more so by next week, as this debate will probably continue off camera. But we will hopefully have our stars AJ, Joe Villette, as well as Courtney Stewart back on the show with us. And we will have Maria Canales in studio talking about her experience with Celebrity Apprentice. We just wanted to hold off till we get the whole crew in here. But next week, 2 people will be fired.
Mm-hmm.
And in words of Lil Jon, that's some bullshit. I don't think he says that quite, but...
Yeah, I don't remember him saying that.
No, but something like that. And I love... Okay, the whole preview is pretty much like the commercial for OnStar made by John Rich and John Little, where it's Lil Jon coming out and saying, yeah. And the whole preview opens up like that because we love Lil Jon being over the top. You know what, executives from OnStar?
They did.
Lil Jon is over the top, and that's what works, and that's what sells, and people love that. Yeah.
And
so who's gonna be fired?
Wait, you said 2 people are gonna be fired?
Yes.
Meatloaf and John Rich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm unfortunately gonna have to go with Meatloaf and Lil Jon.
Lil
Jon, I argued for Lil Jon, and I said he would make it to the Final Four, but I don't.
Yeah, maybe.
There was a few tests that he kind of slacked off on a little bit. I love the fact that Lil Jon, in the words of John Rich, broke stereotypes and got this far.
Oh my God! So a hip hop star and a country star can be friends? I mean, look at you guys. Like, I just can't believe the way that they addressed that. That was really funny.
Anyway, yes. So that's what we got. My prediction is Lil Jon and Meatloaf. Yours is John Rich.
Fire Phil. You're
well, you know what? Unfortunately, it's going to take a lot more to get me fired. So, yes, once again, thank you for listening. We appreciate it. We've been top tier in the iTunes downloads. Thanks to you guys, so we definitely appreciate it. Let us know your thoughts and opinions at info@AfterBuzzTV, and you know what? We'll give it a plug.
From producers Kevin Undergaro and Phil Svitek, engineer DJ Jesse Janity, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. If you have questions or comments, be sure to buzz us at info@AfterBuzzTV.com. And you can find us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter by searching for AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later, Michelle.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.